Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto King's YouTube channel. Today we're just going to be going over a couple trades that we've taken and the free trade that was given out in the last video that we uploaded. So this was the trade. We gave it at about 1 o'clock is when I recorded the video, and it didn't come up to trigger our entry. So it got to around this region, around 5%, and we said delete the order because the setup is now invalidated. It then came up and went exactly to our target of this level that we had previously given. We called this level in the previous video, and it's come down, tapped this level nicely, and it's held up. This is a trade given in our free channel here. If I just delete that, to buy Bitcoin from this level all the way back up to the 50,000 region. Now, we said risk 0.5% on this trade due to the fact that Bitcoin is still in a downtrend, as you can see. A strong downtrend at that, and whether it breaks this level or not is really the turning point in the market, whether we're going down further or whether it was just a simple pullback, simple correction in the market. But this trade right now is currently in about 2% profit. So for now, we're just going to let that run. We're not going to move the stop loss or anything. If it gets to about 3%, I may say close out half the trade or close out 80% of the trade, stop loss to break even and let it run. Potentially a lot higher. But for now, we're just holding that trade as it is. It really is, it could go either way from here, really has the possibility to go either way. Because here, lower high, down, and it's sort of then been choppy in this region and dropped. So from here, as we're in this trade, we believe it's coming back up to here, maybe a final retest and then heading down further. That would be what I would say for now. But in terms of the long-term zones on Bitcoin, the next sort of zone we'd be looking at is the 41,000 region. So if it doesn't hold up here, let me just go back to the 1 hour. If it doesn't hold up here and head back up to our zone, the next stop down is the $41,000 region, which is a big drop considering it tapped the $58,000. But again, if it comes back down to this region, if you see this video and it's at the $55,000 region, around our entry point, potentially a bit lower, you feel free to go ahead and enter this trade. Admittedly, it was a paid trade, but it doesn't hurt to give out a freebie now and then. But I personally believe, if we look at it on a 15-minute time frame, that in my opinion, that's just going to head all the way up to at least $49,000, maybe $48,000. This sort of grid box here is the next stop for Bitcoin. Although it has rejected this area, which is the previous lower high, as you can see, and then it's now coming up, and then no real sign of a rejection, a slight doji candle here. So from here, in the next hour, we'll have a confirmation whether Bitcoin is going to touch this zone, or whether it looks like it's going to come back down and retest this area of resistance. This area of support. The candle has closed bearish engulfing, but not all the way. That's about an 80%, 90% bearish engulfing close on this candle here, this 15-minute candle. If we look at it on the higher time frame of 4 hours, you can see how well respected this zone has been in the past and how it is now and where it's going. As you can see, no signs of a slowdown on the 4 hour time frame at all. So yeah, we're holding this. If we take a look at Ethereum as well while we're here, on Ethereum again, it's you know, Ethereum and Bitcoin obviously very tightly correlated. It's come down and touched our zone and gone straight up from here. This is why we tend to trade Ethereum more often than Bitcoin, but we also had an Ethereum trade yesterday which we closed for 4% profit, I believe. So, you know, we switched over to the Bitcoin side of things. But this level was given in perhaps our first market breakdown video. No, probably not. Probably the second. But this zone would have been available. All our paid members obviously have all the zones, all the regions of interest, all the zones of market structure available to them like that. But if any of you are watching the YouTube, you'll be seeing these zones that we've given out that are on our charts and how well respected they are in the market and how the market moves at these zones. As you can see, this is a previous level of interest before this candle was even here. And it's come down and literally to the pip, touched it, rejected it all the way up. So if you would have seen this zone and decided to take a long from there, you know, that would be an easy 11% profit, which is huge, you know, absolutely huge. In fact, you may have had a bit of a bigger stop loss. Let's, you know, give you the benefit of the doubt. 6%, 7%, you know, anything above, even anything above 2.5% is good in the market. I personally like to aim for around 4%, which is where we'll sort of consider maybe closing half the trade or up to 80% of the trade, stop loss to break even and let the rest of it run. Normally around 4%. And even just closing 100% of a trade at 4% is a massive, massive increase. You know, you think what at the bank you're getting 0.1%. You know, it's a complete waste of your money. So you know you can do what if you have this kind of trading ability to make 6.75% even. You know, you only really need one trade a month to make it full time. So yeah, that's just a quick one today, guys. Just quickly updating on our pay trade. You'll see how this plays out. Sorry, that was on the Bitcoin. Let me delete that as we didn't take that trade. Our Bitcoin trade showing a bit more bearish activity now. I would say, what is it at now? 1.5%. I think we're just going to close this trade. In all honesty, I think I'm just going to close the trade at around 1% profit. 1.7% if you want to be precise. Due to, I truly believe that Bitcoin is coming down further. It looks like it's not worth the risk of staying in the trade. So, you know, you've made your 1.5% quickly, made 3.5% yesterday. There's no, you know, in trading, I always say you have to be patient. You don't want to overtrade. You don't want to force a trade. You don't want to do anything like that. You want to make your money and you want to get out. And holding on to something like that, going against the trend, it's not showing a like I say, it broke this zone. It did immediately reject, but it didn't, like if you look on Ethereum, how much more respected this zone was compared to the Bitcoin zone. Yeah, we're going to close that. We're going to take our 1.5%. Not amazing, but for, you know, what was it? It was given, our order triggered today. So in the morning time. So from morning to now, 3, 4, 5 hours, you make 1.5%. It's a good return. Not the best, but you know, I'd rather have a 1.5% profit over you know, a 0.5% loss, especially when you know members have taken this trade, etc. You know, I'd rather keep people's money on the safe side rather than risking it. If it was just my trade, I would probably just let it run. But for now, in my eyes, this zone has held up. 1, 2, 3. It's tried to break it so many times. I believe Bitcoin is probably going to come up from here to around the 48,700 region, and from there continue downwards, potentially to this $41,000 region is what we'll see next. And of course I'll update if anything changes, but for now that is exactly where I see things going. On Ethereum, as it's respected the zone more, looks slightly more bullish. And Ethereum has been, it's completely demolished its previous all-time high, etc. But for now, on Ethereum, again, I wouldn't recommend taking a trade in this zone because you're in between two zones and there's nothing really saying it's going to come either way. However, the wicks, if I just plot a line here, you can see it's come down, tested it as support, broke through it, resistance, resistance, resistance. It looks like it's going to come back down to this region, which backs up my point of closing out the Bitcoin trade, as Bitcoin and Ethereum are so tightly intertwined. If we look at longer term on Ethereum, the next point of interest would be here, here, and then down to sort of this region is where we'd be looking at on the daily time frame. Of course, I don't think it's just going to drop to $600 tomorrow, but you can see how quickly it's just climbed up to this region. A massive, that is a huge drop within 20th of February, 3 days, and it's dropped $700 a coin. Crazy, absolutely crazy. The crypto market is extremely volatile, which is why I say don't just go all into something. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose, because if your net worth is £10,000 and you have £10,000 in crypto, if you had £10,000 in Ethereum, for example, that's 5 Ether, and it drops 700. That's a 3,500. Sorry, let's say $10,000. Just to keep the maths easy. If you invested $10,000 here, your loss is 35%. And if you dollar cost average, of course you could buy in, you could lower your average cost per coin. But if you FOMO'd in here, where I remember seeing the articles around this time. Ether breaks $2,000, breaks all-time high. Next stop $3,000, next stop $10,000. Even I was seeing. It's just not how the crypto market works, and all these people giving these unrealistic, speculative goals are the cause of people FOMOing in their life savings here and then just taking a massive drop. And it's just, don't listen to these people who these people calling these targets have barely any money invested, so they need Ethereum to go to $10,000, to $50,000, to whatever shit targets they're calling, just pulling numbers out of hat. They need it to go there to make their money, because they don't have realistically any money invested in the actual market. So yeah, I would say that would be it for today, guys. Yeah, you can see on this chart, it really does look like the next stop for Ethereum is the $1,200 region. There's going to be some good buying opportunities soon in the crypto market. I know that for sure. There already are on our website. There's if you're subscribed to our daily crypto updates, you can see there's some cryptos with massive upside, with very little downside. Even on the Instagram, we've given out some free tips off of our paid community that are just insane. Like, when we come back to these in a year, 2 years, 5 years, and refer back to some of our first Instagram posts, people are gonna, it's like buying Bitcoin in 2010. A lot of people said, "Oh, I wish I could go back. But when Bitcoin was $1, loads of people were saying, "Oh, it's not going to go any higher. It's already risen so much. It's this. It's the same when the market crashes. People are like, "Oh, 58,000 is too high. I'm going to wait for it to come down, and then I'll buy." But it's come down, and people are like, "Oh, Bitcoin's a scam. It's going to zero." So the crypto market is heavily influenced off the retail trader interest, as you can see, and this is why I believe it's poised for a further downside. So yeah, again, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all that stuff, or don't. Check out our website, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Check out everything. Like, subscribe, support. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you you know, make some money off these lines we're giving out. And yeah, have a good day. It's a nice sunny day in the UK, so hope you're all outside enjoying your day, not inside, you know, staring at the charts.